But that Tampa Bay defense, he wasn't chubby, he was loaded. Bulking.
Bloated.
He
That's
wasn't
worse.
bloated.
You said bloated.
I said bulking. I didn't say
you said
bloated.
bloated.
And I'm
I
saying
did
it's
not
none of
say
the
bloated.
above.
You
I
guys-
did not say
You guys
bloated.
were not here for this. This was pre-workout warrior Greg Jennings when he was
actually
quote,
chunky?
a little chubby.
Were you chubby? No.
Roll the clips, Holmes. Roll the clips. When he had the low fade.
Okay.
No. Oh my God.
Sorry,
Wow.
let's do the show.
His wife said, "You better get that weight."
Dusty, roll Jalen Hurts.
Stop.
Hope isn't a game plan, and worry and fear isn't a game plan either. And so going out there and truly feeling confident in having an answer versus anything that they do, that's always, what you're striving for. Everybody wants to have that sense of security in what we're doing. And then you have times where, they kind of get you. And that's a part of the game, and you learn from it, and you build from that.
Okay, Jalen has only 1 in 4 against the Bucs. He's completed less than 60% of his passes, averages more than a turnover a game. So do the 3-0 Eagles have something to prove against Tampa Bay?
Prove no. But this is the last team to beat them in the regular season with Jalen playing the full game. And the last 2 times they've played Tampa Bay, they've gotten blown out. And the game, blown out. Because 33-16 last year, 32-9 in the playoffs. So I don't think they have something to prove, but to themselves, just look, they've beaten us the last 2 times. Let's erase those memories in our minds and in theirs too. All right, and I think this is great for the Eagles because you're 3-0. You've won 17 of your last 18 games. You're coming off a big comeback win against a really good team. You've already beaten the Chiefs in Kansas City. You could easily relax and, get complacent, but not with Tampa Bay being on the schedule because of what they've done to you in the past. So I think this is great for the Eagles. I think Jalen will play well, and the Eagles are going to win.
Look, yes, they have something to prove. Every week starts a fresh week for coaches, and they always try to come up with a theme to kind of motivate the team. Well, naturally, they don't need one because this team has had their number, despite who's been in or out of the lineup when these 2 teams have met. The Eagles have not fared well against the Bucs. And Jalen, with the exception of the last game, had a decent game, but he gets sacked. They get dominated in time of possession in the losses, completely dominated. And typically, all but one time, the team who's able to rush the ball the best wins the game. And so when you look at these things, you look at the Bucs, right now they're injured, they're banged up. And if you struggle with this team, a team that we all believe, and I'm sure they believe, is going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who they might have to go through, or they might see each other again. And when you haven't had success as a team, not individual success, but as a team, both player and Jalen Hurts, coach and Nick Sirianni, they're both a part of this. Yes, you have to prove that we can beat this team. We're better than this team.
So this is so interesting because the Bucs are my Super Bowl pick. I'm probably higher on the Bucs going into the year and right now than, just about anybody. And I'm probably a touch lower on the Eagles than certainly anybody on this show. Like, I think they're a good team, but I think at full strength the Bucs are better. I think at full strength the Lions could be better. Like, I'm not quite as high on the Eagles as the rest of the show. And yet, I think this weekend the Eagles are at such a stark advantage that I was looking at this like the Eagles have to go out, should use this as an opportunity to go out and prove we actually can have an opening game script that is explosive, that works, that moves the ball downfield. Because we haven't had that yet. Even against the Cowboys, it was Jalen, you know what I mean? They weren't able to throw the ball effectively down the field.
First game of the year, maybe.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. The first game of the year, but that was, again, it wasn't throwing the ball. They were calling pass plays, but he wasn't seeing it and he was running. Tampa is going to be without likely 3/5 of its offensive line. Mike Evans, they are so banged up. And I know Philly's dealing with some injuries now as well, but they're not cluster injuries in one spot of the ball. That I think Philly should go into this game recognizing Jalen was frustrated with last week's game plan. We saw it on the sideline. He kind of put a little voice to it after the game. A.J. Brown's been frustrated. This is an opportunity, if we show the Eagles' passing numbers, to come out and make things easier on Saquon moving forward by improving this. Because one of my theories as to why Saquon is struggling or not being as productive is every team feels like they know, man, it doesn't matter what type of looks we give you. If we stack the box, we play single high, you're still running the ball. And if they come out, certainly early in games they are, if they come out with a pass-heavy opening script, I think it will open things up for Saquon moving forward. I think that you will see lighter boxes. You will see more too-high safety, and then Saquon can pop more. Like, I look at this game as the Eagles, even though they're, and the Vegas agrees with me, I guess, because they're on the road against an undefeated team. They're more than a field goal favorite. As a game, the Eagles have a bit of a margin for error game plan-wise. So I would say, you know what, Jalen and A.J. Brown, you pretty clearly want us to lean on you a little more in these spots. We will. Because if I'm Kevin Patullo, the new offensive coordinator, I have to have the humility to say, my game plan for the Rams game was terrible. You know what I mean? My game plan for the Rams game was not the right one. We were very lucky to even be able to come back in that game, and it was because I did what I didn't want to do, which is throw the ball a ton. So
Well, that would be the case against anybody, right?
What do you mean?
Come out and throw the ball a little bit.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You guys are, that's why I'm saying I'm looking at it differently. You guys are looking at it more as like the Buccaneers have had the Eagles' number. I think the Eagles have right now the swagger of a team. Nobody's got our number. Somebody had to be the last team to beat us. It happened to be you.
But they better win this game. Like, I think the priority in this game, because I agree that they should throw the ball more, especially downfield. But this game, it's like win. This is one of those, I don't care if they win ugly. They just need to win. And then if it comes with all that, then fine. But in this game, my priority as the Eagles would be, we just got to go out, get out of there with a W.
But don't you think that they should feel like we can do that
A little bit
by throwing the ball?
like a little bit of like an experimentation.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like. I don't want to experiment.
Yeah,
Maybe it's been a
I'm
year.
trying to win
But
this
it
game.
shouldn't be. I guess my point is, and this is me, kind of. I guess it's having a take you could have or should have, like that. It should not be considered risky or experimenting to say, hey, $50 million a year Super Bowl MVP. We're having a you-focused game plan. With a multi-time first-team All-Pro receiver here, a great receiver there, a good tight end, awesome offensive line. It is not. This isn't like, hey, Jackson Dart, go out there.
But are they doing it? Excuse me, Greg. Are they doing it because that's what Tampa Bay is allowing, or are they doing it because media pressure, a little bit of Jalen, a little bit of A.J. Brown?
And this is where I'm like, they have a recipe.
Yeah.
And it is working. It just doesn't look good to us. It's not what we want to see. We always want to see a little bit more because we've seen more. But I understand what you're saying. But if the recipe works and we're able to adjust on the fly if we need to, then I don't care what anybody is saying.
Right.
I don't care if are we all bought in. Are we all into what we're trying to get
But
accomplished?
it feels like that's trying to fracture.
Because the recipe
is
didn't work against the Rams. They had to. They cooked a whole meal, and it was so bad they ordered takeout, and it was delicious, and everyone was happy. The recipe changed right after halftime. And like if I'm Kevin Patullo and I'm the Eagles' offensive coordinator, I cannot I can't say, man, if Jordan Davis didn't get his hand up, I would be saying, all right, we need to adjust because finally the game plan, we lost the game. But because he did, I now need to act like everything went according to plan. To me, the Eagles team gets credit, massive credit for winning the game. The offensive game plan, in my opinion, in that Rams game was bad. And they didn't win because of it. They won despite it. That's that's the distinction I would draw.
Dallas, we have a problem. We traded Micah Parsons, and now he's going to return to a hero's welcome. Not getting a tribute video doesn't bother him. Take a listen.
There's a lot of things I can consider disrespectful throughout this process, but I wouldn't say the tribute is one of them. I would say, I just think, there's hard feelings maybe there for them. But, for me, I'm happy where I'm at. And we got a really good football team. So I guess I can give you my tribute and a win, I hope.
Brew, your reaction.
He's right on the money. Like, what was disrespectful is you refusing to talk to my agent. What was disrespectful is you talking to me and thinking that that was the deal. Disrespectful that every other team in the league pays a future Hall of Famer and you wouldn't pay me. Disrespectful to act like once I'm traded, our defense got better. Like, even though there's no statistical evidence or eye test evidence to say that. So all of that's disrespectful. Then there were rumblings. There were some reports about locker room, some players not digging Micah and all that stuff. So he's right. The video, he was only there 4 years. You never won a playoff game. It wasn't his fault, but it wasn't like some fantastic era for the Cowboys that he spearheaded.
Game, right?
Well, I'm sorry, they won one. They won one playoff game. It might have been the first year. Yeah. They won one playoff game. But again, largely a disappointing team run during his tenure. So, no, and I expect Micah to go crazy. One, Dallas isn't that good. I think he will get multiple sacks.
Wow.
But more than that, he will open it up for and Rashawn Gary, who's been getting a ton of sacks, is probably going to get another one or two. And I just think they're going to focus on Mike and try to stop him. It's going to open it up for other guys.
Yeah, so I'm cool with Micah saying this. I mentioned this yesterday. Like, as players, you don't think, oh, I'm going to get a tribute video, or I would love to have a tribute video. You don't even think about that. So if a team chooses to do it, so be it. However, what I can relate to, and I know he feels this, and you don't say it, like, your feelings are hurt. Like, yes, and you take it as disrespect, and some of it may very well be. But more than even the disrespect, man, I told y'all, I pretty much told you how I felt about you. I told you I wanted to be here. I told you I wanted to do whatever it took for us to get it done. And then you just threw me away. Like, there's a feeling of your feelings are just hurt. And so naturally, he's going to, huh?
You got dumped.
Basically, naturally, you're going to want to take it out on everybody.
Weird place right now.
No,
You did get dumped.
Too emotional.
Though I think
That's what it's like, though.
I think we saw it with the other future first ballot Hall of Famer that was traded out of the city of Dallas. He was devastated.
Yes.
Now, Micah's was different in that Luka was blindsided by it. Where it's similar is that I've been excellent and I've given you no indication up to, for Micah, the trade request. I wanted to be elsewhere, and my play hasn't dipped. Right. I haven't dipped. And in Micah's case, while, yes, he did ask for a trade when things broke down, he reminded us this was the team he grew up wanting to play for in the Dallas Cowboys, that he was. So I think that I'm really glad, even though Wilds made fun of you, but they're being mean to you, Greg.
They
just because
are,
I
man.
called
No,
you
it's just
chubby.
a lie.
I was kidding. I've known you
It's
for a
on the
decade.
line,
It's
though.
different.
I'm not being mean.
They think that they have the relationship with you that
They
I
don't.
do. It's crazy. They don't sit on the side of the table.
He called you chubby.
Yeah, that's all right, but we're always
Understood.
like that.
I
Understood.
understood. Yeah.
We get that language.
You can't do it.
Exactly. That's right. But I think we forget the logistics of being traded. Like, I have